if Agile will get mad this session. It's going to be a great source of entertainment.
He said, I forgot I had a speech tonight. I can't. No, he can't attend.
Good. What was that? I hear myself playing back.
Who the hell just left? Oh, it was Webby.
Where did Webby go?
Okay, Agile's going to be excused for the day. Hold on, Grant. Grant, don't feel
Hello. Welcome to the 8th Congressional Senate hearing. My name is Martin Jones, and I will be the Senate Secretary for today.
Hold on, Charles.
Please stand by
Douglas, is
as we
this one
begin
name?
our stream. This stream is brought to you by
It's like a
Ashbrook Law
grade one
Firm.
maniac novel. Is
Ashbrook,
that him?
strengthening
Yes.
constitutional self-government. Thank you. And now we will begin our session.
All right. I hereby call this session to order. Would any senator like to lead the chamber in the Pledge of Allegiance? All right, then I will. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May the Secretary of the Senate please call roll.
Roll will now be called. Senator Alexander J. Sterling has been excused for this session. Senator Lego Trooperboy.
Present.
Senator Webby 678.
Present.
Senator Terrence Walsh.
Present.
Senator James Woodland. Senator
He is
James
absent.
Woodland shall be marked as absent. Senator Anubis.
Is he a Webby? Does he have a good excuse? Because we can mark him as excused.
I think it was medical.
Okay, then just put him as excused.
Senator XX Anubis XX will be marked as excused. Senator Connor Novak.
He's present.
Let it be stated that Senator Connor Novak is present as stated in the Senate chat. Senator SVGTY. Let it be known that Senator SVGTY has stated himself present in the Senate chat. Quorum has been obtained with a present count of 5 and an absent count of 3.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Does every senator have a copy of the agenda?
Yes.
Yes, I believe we do.
All right, then we will vote on its passage. Mr. Secretary of the Senate, call the vote.
The vote will now be called. Senator Lego Trooperboy.
Aye.
Senator Webby 678.
Aye.
Senator Terrence Walsh.
Aye.
Senator Connor Novak. Let it be known that Senator Connor Novak states aye.
Has voted aye.
Senator SVGTY. Senator SVGTY has voted aye in the Senate chat. Within a vote of 5 to 0 to 0, the vote passes.
All right, with that, we'll move on to opening remarks. The floor is open. The chair will now entertain a motion to proceed.
I motion to proceed with the agenda.
Is there a second?
I second.
All right, then we will proceed. We have proceeded to item 1, which is S1139, the Safe Campaigning Act by Senator Webby. The floor is now open to discussion and debate. The chair will entertain a motion to proceed.
Motion to proceed to a vote.
Does the chair hear a second?
Second.
All right, we'll proceed to vote. Madam Secretary of the Senate, please call the vote on item 1.
Lego Trooperboy.
Nay.
Webby 678.
Aye.
Terrence Walsh.
Aye.
Connor Novak. Let it be known that Connor Novak has voted aye in the Senate chat. Senator SVGTY.
Aye.
With a vote of 4 ayes, 1 nay, and 0 abstains, the item passes.
I will proceed to item 2, S1140, the amendment to the SAFE Act by Senator Walsh. The floor is now open.
I briefly request.
Floor is granted to Senator Walsh.
This bill was presented because Speaker Ilya, Secretary Exville, then Secretary Exville, since he's no longer at, we all agreed that the SAFE Act is not perfect. So we made it one minor adjustment, not really a minor adjustment, but an adjustment to that would really remove a lot of the burden that DHS has already with the immigration standards and such. The amendment simply states that the DHS is not required to promote people out of immigrant failed, and that if people want to get out of immigrant failed, they can leave the group, come back, and then go through immigration if they're eligible. And then, as the standards currently stand, those people wouldn't be put back in immigrant fail because they meet the requirements, and people can't discriminate based on how someone looks. So, I think this is a pretty common sense amendment that needed to be made to the SAFE Act to remove some of that burden from DHS, and I yield.
The floor is now open for any other senator. If no other senator wishes to speak, the chair will entertain a motion to proceed with the vote.
Motion to proceed.
Does the chair hear a second?
Second.
All right, we will proceed with the vote. Madam Secretary of Senate, please call the vote.
The vote will now be conducted. Senator Lego Troopervoy.
Aye.
Senator Webby 678.
Aye.
Senator Terrence Walsh.
Aye.
Senator Connor Novak. Let it be known that Senator Connor Novak has stated aye in the Senate chat. Senator SVGTY. Senator
above he
SVGTY
stated that he has to go
be
AFK.
quickly. I to S1140. With 5 ayes, 0 nays, and 0 abstains, the item passes.
Delete the box.
All right, we'll move on to the third item of this agenda, S1141, the Lawful Orders Act by Colton. The floor is now open.
Motion to proceed.
Any seconds?
Second the motion.
All right, the Secretary of the Senate may call the vote.
We will now conduct a vote on item 3. Senator Lego Troopervoy.
Aye.
Senator Webby 678.
Aye.
Senator Terrence Walsh.
Aye.
Senator Connor Novak. Let it be known that Senator Connor Novak has stated aye in the chat. Senator SVGTY. Senator SVGTY states aye in the Senate chat. With 5 to 0 to 0, the item passes.
All right, we move on to the last bill on the agenda, item 4, S1142, the Court Jurisdiction Act of 2017 by Senator Webby. The floor is open.
I'd like to request the floor.
You have the floor.
So this bill that I'm proposing to the Senate basically outlines some of the jurisdiction and abilities of the federal courts. In it, it outlines the use of district, appellate, and Supreme Court. It also gives a clause inside of it in which if a federal court is not, or the appellate court is not able to be obtained, and the amount of judges is not able to sustain an appellate court, it will be just not used. And anything that wants to be appealed can go directly to the Supreme Court. This bill is basically intended to look further into expanding our judicial system. While we don't have the current amount of judges at this moment, I think we can all anticipate that one day we will have enough judges to fill this type of court, and if it is needed to be filled, it can be successfully. One thing it also does is it clarifies the number of judges that can serve on the federal court and inside the district and appellate courts, which it's kind of rumored that it's around 3 judges can serve, but this bill will make it officially 4 judges and 1 chief judge, so 5 in total. If there aren't more than 4, but essentially the appellate courts just won't be applicable, and the section inside of the bill will be not removed, but temporarily suspended until such a court can be manned by the judiciary. And I yield. I yield, Mr. President.
Siri yields.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Does anyone else request the floor? Then we'll entertain a motion to proceed.
Motion to proceed.
Any seconds? All right, we'll proceed with a vote. The Secretary of Senate can call the vote.
We will now conduct a vote. On item 4, Senator Lego Trupufoy.
Aye.
Senator Webby 678.
Aye.
Senator Terrence Walsh.
Aye.
Senator Connor Novak. Senator Connor Novak has chosen to abstain. Senator SVGTY. Senator SVGTY says aye.
Rip sheet.
All right,
With 4
it passes
ayes,
anyway, so
0
just a glitch.
nays, and 1 abstain. Item 4 passes.
In which case, we'll move on to item 5, which is a nomination of J City 85 to the position of United States Senator. The floor is open for discussion and debate.
I request very briefly.
Senator Walsh, you have the floor.
Thank you. J City, I believe I read earlier that J City has, even before being nominated to the Senate, has been working on several bills for the Senate, which I think I would love to see. He may not have the congressional experience, but I mean, look at Leo. Before, he had 0 experience, and everybody was reluctant about him, but he turned out being a really good legislator. And I think J City shows some of the same qualities that Leo does, in that he's very loyal. He's a hard worker. And I think he'd be a great addition to this body, and I yield.
All right, does any other senator request the floor? In which case, the chair will entertain a motion to proceed.
Motion to proceed.
Any seconds?
Second.
All right, we'll proceed with the vote. Madam Secretary of the Senate, call the vote.
We will now proceed with the vote. On item 5, Senator Lego Trooperboy.
Abstain.
Senator Webby 678.
Aye.
Senator Terrence Walsh.
Aye.
Senator Connor Novak. Let it be known that Senator Connor Novak has stated aye in chat. Senator SVGTY. Senator SVGTY says aye in chat. With 4 ayes, 0 nays, and 1 abstain, the item passes.
All right, in which case we move on to item 6, another nomination, which is Charles Powell for Associate Judge of the Federal Court. The floor is open.
I motion to allow the nominee speak.
That requires a
I
2/3 vote.
second the motion.
Very well, Madam Secretary of the Senate, call the vote.
We'll now vote on item 6. Senator Lego Trooper Voy.
Aye.
Senator Webby 678.
Aye.
Senator Terrence Walsh.
Aye.
Senator Connor Novak. Let it be known that Senator Connor Novak has stated aye in chat. Senator SVGTY. The motion passes, and I apologize as the vote was not on the item, but rather to allow him to talk. The motion passes
All right.
with 5 ayes, 0 nays, and 0 abstains.
In which case, Mr. Powell is invited to join us, and he has the floor. He may yield for any questions if senators ask, or he may just speak. It is up to him for now.
If he's alive.
I am kind of bad at basketball games, so
This is really.
Do you want to type in the chat, Mr. Powell?
Someone can narrate it for you.
sure.
Wow.
We apologize to those of you listening. Mr. Powell will be typing, and we shall be reading aloud what he says as the questions are asked.
In that case, which senator would like to narrate his typing?
I'll do it.
All right, Mr. Walsh, you may.
All right, Mr. Powell, you can speak in the chat and give like some kind of statement. He said it's loud. Can you type here?
Oh my god. I'm kind of regretting letting him speak at all at this point.
Mr. Powell, are you able to speak in the chat? Type. I believe he's typing.
It's gonna be the longest part of the whole session. It's not even a bill, it's just a nomination.
Mr. Powell says I've really not. I actually don't know what Mr. Powell's saying.
I have really
but
not fair to pay her speech right now, but I'm going to use this talk-to-text thing on my phone. I'd like to say it will be a great opportunity for me to be an associate judge. Again, please ignore my grammar mistakes or whatever Chris text to speak does not always work. I'm also sorry. Excuse me for not being able to speak.
All right. Well, in that case,
Let's just
I
move on.
believe, yeah. We could
I
skip
have
the motion.
I have one question.
Oh, all right.
Just to if you can answer this, can you just briefly go over your experience for the committee, and I think that'll be plenty. You tried. That's fun.
The Great One Maniac Powell is typing for those of you viewing.
He's stopped typing. Well, I assume he's unable to answer the question.
I motion to proceed.
I can answer the question for him if he wants me to. Damn, because I talked to him earlier, and apparently he's too crunk right now to answer the question. But anyways, um, his previous experience, he told me, is that he was a federal judge in American Patrons, and then he was deputy. I think he was deputy attorney general at one point. So, yeah.
If that's all, Senator Powell, I apologize. Mr. Powell, is that all? Are you done?
I motion to move on with items.
Oh, a second.
Yeah.
All right, then. With that, we can proceed to a vote. In which case, Mr. Secretary of the Senate, please call the vote.
We will now be voting on item 6. Senator Lego Trooperboy.
Aye.
Senator Webby 678.
Aye.
Senator Terrence Walsh.
Aye.
Senator Connor Novak. Senator Connor Novak abstains. Senator SVGTY. Senator SVGTY says aye. Mr. Powell says aye. With a vote of 4 ayes, 0 nays, 1 abstain, the item passes.
All right. In which case, we've cleared the agenda, and all that's left is closing statements and adjournment. The floor is open for closing statements. If the chair hears none, you may motion to proceed to adjournment, or motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Any seconds?
I'm sorry, I had to go AFK briefly. What are we doing right now?
We're voting on adjournment, or there's a motion for adjournment.
Oh,
Unless you want to talk, Terrence.
well, I mean, do we?
This is closing statements.
Okay.
We'll vote to adjourn if not.
I second.
All right, then we'll have to vote on adjournment. It must be 2/3. May the Secretary of the Senate please call the vote.
We will now call the vote. Senator Lego Trooperboy.
Aye.
Senator Webby 678.
Aye.
Senator Terrence
Aye.
Walsh. Senator Terrence Walsh.
Aye.
Senator Connor Novak. Connor Novak in chat says aye. Senator SVGTY. Senator SVGTY says aye in chat. With a vote of 5 ayes, 0 nays, and 0 abstains, the motion passes.
All right, in which case, I hereby adjourn the session, and thank you all for coming out. Yes, you can end the stream.
Okay, Mr. You can unmute.
Thank you all for viewing this live stream of the 8th Congressional Senate session brought to you by Ashbrook Law Firm. Ashbrook Law Firm.
You'll uncut it. Gonna cut it. Pierce, can you speak? I want to do like a swear.